On the lower right side of this document, there appears a signature below the words approved by. Whose signature is this, Mr. Witness?
This is the signature po of the Vice President Sara Duterte.
And again, tell us why you know the signature. Tell us.
Because the OBP po submitted specimen signatures of the signatories po, and one of the specimen signatures submitted is that of the Vice President, and her signature po on the specimen signature submitted is the same with her signature po on this document.
Let us now go to the first quarter. Mr. Witness, you mentioned earlier that aside from the fourth quarter of 2022, you also audited the OVP's liquidation of confidential funds for the first 3 quarters of 2023. You confirm that, Mr. Witness?
Yes po, I confirm po.
Okay. If I show you the OVP's, the Office of the Vice President's response, dated November 30, 2023, a stipulated document, and for prosecution marked as Exhibit P-1-12-D, dated November 30, 2023. And we are showing it on the screen, Your Honors, for better appreciation by the impeachment court. No. What, Mr. Witness, were, if any, were the liquidation documents submitted by the Office of the Vice President as regards the confidential funds received for first quarter and the second quarter of 2023?
Counsel, just to point it out, I believe that the November 30 response pertains to the last quarter of 2022, not the first quarter of 2023.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you for pointing it out, Your Honor. For the first quarter of 2023, what documents were submitted by the Office of the Vice President by way of liquidation of the confidential funds for this period?
The documents po submitted by the Office of the Vice President for the first and second quarter of 2023 include yung kanilang liquidation report, yung disbursement voucher, yung cheque, yung obligation request, their physical and financial plan for calendar year 2023, yung kanilang quarterly accomplishment reports, and yung proof of submission po noon dun sa Office of the President, the Senate President, and the Speaker of the House, yung certification po nung accountable officer on the utilization of the confidential fund, yung designation po nung kanilang special disbursing officer, yung specimen signatures nung signatories nung documents, at yung fidelity bond po nung kanilang accountable officers.
And Mr. Witness, if these documents are shown to you, would you be able to identify the same? Again, Your Honor, the documents mentioned by the witness are stipulated documents.
Councilman reports.
Marked both by the prosecution and defense. Showing to you, Mr. Witness, liquidation documents for the period covering February 6 to March 29, 2023, for another period, April 25.
Liquidation
Okay. Among the documents being shown to you is a physical and financial plan issued by the Office of the Vice President for calendar year 2023, being flashed on the screen. Specifically, a physical and financial plan dated January 20, 2023, marked as Exhibit P-1-14-A-1, Common Exhibit with the respondent, defense. Now, on the lower right side of this document, there appears a signature below the words approved by. Whose signature is this, Mr. Witness?
This is the signature po of the Vice President Sara Duterte.
And again, tell us why you know the signature. Tell us.
Because the OBP po submitted specimen signatures of the signatories po, and one of the specimen signatures submitted is that of the Vice President, and her signature po on the specimen signature submitted is the same with her signature po on this document.
And in this very same document, there is a phrase, quote unquote, approved by. What does this mean?
Ang ibig sabihin po noon ay inapprove po ni Vice Presidente yung contents ng physical and financial plan na sinubmit sa ICFAO.
Please take a look at these documents and tell us what significant observations have you made?
If any.
Based on this document po, hindi po naka-indicate dun sa column A yung specific confidential activities as required po under 4.2 of the Joint Circular 2015-01.
Why is this necessary?
It is necessary po since under item 4.2 po of the Joint Circular, it shall be the basis po ng disbursements ng kanilang confidential fund.
What else did you observe, Mr. Witness?
Since yung hindi po naka-enumerate yung kanilang specific confidential activities, yung columns for the expected outcome at yung column for the physical target ay hindi rin po kompleto since hindi po nakamatch yun doon sa kanilang specific confidential activities.
For the record, because it's not quite clear, could you read for the record what is there stated in the third column?
In the third column po, physical target. Letter A, number of identified areas with surveillance conducted and monitored. And letter B, percentage of activities implemented without untoward security-related incidents.
Okay, you mentioned number of areas. What specific number was indicated there?
Wala pong naka-indicate dito, ma'am.
There is no indication as to areas. What about where? Specifically, province, city, where these surveillances conducted?
Wala pong naka-indicate dito based on this document po.
And why is that necessary, Mr. Witness?
Actually, it is a plan, since it is a physical and financial plan, so ito po talaga yung basis nila for their disbursement.
Okay. What else is indicated there?
What can you repeat your question po?
Ano pa nakalagay dyan sa third column na binabasa natin kanina?
Yung dalawa lang po, yung A and B.
Okay.
Number of identified areas and yung percentage of activities implemented.
And Mr. Witness, any other observation that you have made?
Katulad po nung sinabi ko kanina, dapat ay nakamatch yan dun sa kanilang specific confidential activities. Pero since hindi po naka-enumerate yung kanilang specific confidential activities, so hindi rin po kompleto yung information dun sa kanilang physical target.
Ano naman, based on this, ano naman provision, applicable provision ng joint circular?
That is yung
Applicable dito.
Yung item 4.2 po of the joint circular.
Ano ang 4.2 natin ulit?
It provides there po that all allocations for confidential fund must be supported with a physical and financial plan which shall indicate the proposed amount for each project, programs, and activities where the disbursements from the confidential fund shall be based.
Okay.